Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of Behind the Number. I'm Allie Russell.
And I'm Carlina Sample.
And this episode is brought to you guys by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Today we are going to be discussing the dynamic between coaches and athletes, and we felt that it was only appropriate to have basketball star Aaliyah Patty on today because she has had an experience of playing for 3 different coaches throughout her collegiate experience. So Aaliyah, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you? Glad to be here.
Yes, thank you for coming on. We're really excited.
Yeah, glad to have you. So I'm just gonna give them a little background on you. So Aaliyah's from Westchester, Illinois. She is a transfer student athlete, so she came from Ohio State's women's basketball program after her junior year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was like 2021.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
2021,
Yeah,
2021. It's hard to think back in time
Yeah.
sometimes with how the seasons go. So came here, did a great job at Ohio State, was academic all Big Ten honors at Ohio State, came to Texas A&M, had a great start to her career here at Texas A&M. First year here at A&M, won Newcomer of the Year award at your team banquet, has been doing great as an individual this season, have 2 double-doubles so far, and the team high of 25 blocks. So applaud you for that. Good job. Having
That's
great
great
performance.
Thank you.
So like Ali said earlier, after hearing all of this, you've came from and been a part of 2 women's basketball programs under 3 coaches from Ohio State, and then coming here being able to play under Gary Blair and Joni Taylor. So kind of take us through your experiences and how you've been able to navigate 2 programs and 3 coaches, because I've only had 1 coach
Me
throughout
too.
my whole 5 years,
Right.
my whole collegiate experience. So kind of tell us what that's been like for you.
Right. So when I first started getting recruited, for me it was all about going to another program that felt like family. I wanted to be able to connect with the players and the coaches as well, just being so far away from home. I know I didn't want to stay close to home. I wanted to get out, explore the world a little bit. So when I first committed to Ohio State, I was really close with one of the assistant coaches. So when I got there, we had a good connection and we kind of bonded real well. And then my second year, I had Tamika Jeter, who is like one of my all-time favorite coaches that I've ever had. She came in the second year. She recruited me at Penn State. So that's how I already had that connection with her when she came to Ohio State. So me and her were really close. And I would say with the head coach, we had a connection, but it wasn't really as strong. So I kind of just vibed with a lot of the assistant coaches and tried to make the best of that. And then I left my junior year, and it came down to a couple of schools, and I had a lot of coaches that were reaching out to me, and I wasn't able to take any visits because of COVID. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, it makes it hard.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was real difficult. I wasn't able to see the campus, get to connect with the players in person or the coaches in person. Everything was kind of over the phone. And I had connected with Kelly Bond, who was also from Chicago at the time. So she highly recruited me here. And just because of how well the program was doing, I knew I wanted to be a part of that, right? So I came to Texas A&M. And now I am under the Joni Taylor, who has just been an amazing, amazing experience. So, 5 years later, it's like, wow, 3 coaches,
Right.
but I've learned from everybody. So it's been a good ride so far.
That's awesome. So you said that you weren't able to take visits, you weren't able to really meet with the players and the coaches, and I think that's a big part of going on visits and going to campus to see what environment you're going to be around and those personable relationships that you can make.
Yeah.
So what are some things or traits or qualities that you saw in the coaching staff through Zoom or however you're able to meet them when you're in that process of deciding where you wanted to go?
Yeah. First, I would start with trust. That's probably one of the biggest things when you go to any school is having that trust with your coach.
Absolutely.
Especially in the big moments, you want that connection with your coach, that they believe in you, that they trust you moving forward. It only makes you better, when you have that connection. I would just say I also wanted fun and energetic, right? You want to come into a school where you go to practice every day and sometimes it gets tiring, but you want to go in and you want to have fun with it, right? You want your coaches to bring this energy, this vibe that hey, we're going to get the work done, but we're also going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And then just outside of basketball, like the connection we can make off the floor. You spend so many hours within those 4 lines, and off the floor, sometimes you just need somebody to talk to, right? Somebody to connect with, or somebody to just like have a story, to tell you their story. So those are the main things that I was looking for. And I think I have been able to find that in my coaches. So that's been good. Some better than others.
Right.
Yes.
But, you know, yeah.
Good.
And kind of like you also said, so you came in and your first coach was Gary Blair, and then now your coach is Joni Taylor. So kind of run us through how you've seen that within the both of them.
Right. So Gary Blair, he knows what he's doing, and everybody knows that. You come in, he knows what he wants to do, and he's going to get it that way.
Yeah.
And I think when I first came in, right, I had to gain that trust from him. And my plan was to show him what I can do. And I think I was able to do that over the course of the period, even though it was only 1 year. I was able to show him what I could do, and he trusted me, like, a lot in a lot of situations. And that it just feels good to be able to have that with a coach. And Joni now, you know, I'm the oldest on the team, the most experienced. So she puts me in a lot of situations where it can be challenging, but it's for the best.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the moment, I don't realize that. I'm like, why is she like on me like this? But she really has pulled some things out of me that a lot of coaches have not. And I really am so blessed to be able to have that from her.
Yeah.
It's made me grow as a person, as an athlete. It's made me better for my teammates. And then it's like, when you go out there and you know what she wants from you, you do it for her. You play for her, you give your all for her. And that's just what I've been trying to do lately. So
yeah.
That's awesome. It's like what's it called? Like you feel like when coaches kind of are on you harder, they always make the comment like, that's because I care about you.
Yes, we expect
out of
more.
love.
Yeah.
And like, I just know what you're capable of. And I feel like that trust aspect is important in that. And building your confidence.
Yeah, for sure.
And I also think kind of what you hit on too, it's like when you have that trust and respect with your coach and that close relationship, you step on the field or the court and you want to also play for them.
Exactly.
Like you're playing for so many things, but they're one of those things. And so I think that that's also something that's so important as a college athlete, having that relationship. It's special because it translates and it transfers into how you play and things like that.
Right. And then it's like you have those coaches who really get on your butt. And it's like, you want that.
Yes.
You want to go somewhere where a coach is continuously trying to challenge you and continuously trying to make you better. It prepares you for those situations.
Yeah.
So when in the game it gets tough, you've already been through it.
Yeah.
Right.
You've already been through it mentally, physically, all that. So she's been doing really well at, you know, trying to get me a better mentor, a better leader for
awesome.
this year.
That's awesome. Yeah. I remember a coach that I am still close with from high school was kind of like that coach that was always on me, very direct in what he wanted from me. But it was kind of something I had to adjust to, but I definitely learned to appreciate it at some point. And I eventually learned that was the coaching style that I wanted. I want coaches to be direct with me and upfront and just very straightforward. So it's just simple in knowing what I need to do or what I need to change my game to be better.
Yeah.
So can you kind of talk about any ways that you've seen your confidence improve or ways that you've seen you yourself kind of determine your coaching style?
Yeah. I would say, like I said, the trust factor, that's a big one. Just being able to like run a play for you in a tough moment, right? Like if a coach comes out and they want you in a certain position or doing a certain thing in these like big crunch times, you see that factor that, okay, they trust me. They want this for me, right? They want that moment for me. And then I would just say, like, I don't know, just wanting the best for me. Just wanting me to be better in all areas of my game, and then me also wanting to give that back to them, my teammates, all the other coaches who have put in so much time and so much energy to what we do on the floor.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Perfect. Well, guys, we are going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, Academy Sports and Outdoors. We'll be back.
Welcome back. And so now we are going to continue our conversation with Aaliyah, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper into her experiences here at Texas A&M. So to start, Aaliyah, we were just talking about Joni Taylor and all the great things I've heard about her. I have literally not heard one bad thing about her, and just admire her for that, and just know she's giving y'all great leadership. You've just spoken so well on her behalf before the commercial. So kind of tell us some things that she's brought to the team and ways that you've seen the team change under her coaching.
Yeah, I would say it's funny. The first day Joni came in, we had like a little meeting with her, and it was just the team and her. And the first thing, she didn't crack a smile. There was no smile. She came in, and it was like strictly business. And, you know, we were a little intimidated, but she set down her rules. And some of them we were like, whoa, like this is completely different from, you know, what we had been through before. Mm-hmm. But first day, she had set the standard. Mm-hmm. And when she had gotten here, it was already set in stone what she expected of us. So she came in, and the rules were a little more emphasized, right? Just how we were going to be on the court, like basketball-wise. We were going to play fast. We were going to play with a lot of energy. We were going to play defense, those type of things. And then, of course, there were the things off the floor that were just either acceptable or not acceptable. Mm-hmm. And so she's really brought this discipline to our team. And I would say that's the main thing that has really shown who she is and how we represent her. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that we're going to do the right way, and she expects that out of us no matter where we are, on or off the floor, in the classroom. We're not missing any classes, mm-hmm. right? That was one of the first things she said. If we do, there's going to be this and this. Mm-hmm. So those discipline things that, you know, sometimes people think, oh, it's so harsh and, oh, it's this and that, but it's for the betterment of us. And we know that now, that she just wants the best for us. And then another thing that she brings is this passion. She wants us to win. She wants us to be great at what we do and what we're trying to accomplish. And every game she goes in with these keys that we have to do. And she's so passionate throughout the week of, hey, we have to do this, this, and this to win this game. Mm-hmm. So she comes in with this passion, this aggression that, hey, she wants to win. She wants us to be better. And we have our own, like, goals, like our own team goals. And she makes sure that we know what they are and that we accomplish them. Right. She always talks about, like, hey, we have our own successes. It doesn't matter the outcome, win or loss. We have our own successes. I love that. And we are trying to get to that. Right. We don't care what everyone else sees. We see our own successes. Yeah. And that's what's most important, is seeing that growth. Yeah. And she makes us aware of the growth. Mm-hmm. Right? You can go a whole season and you don't know what you've gotten better at, but she makes sure that we're aware of it and we're accountable. She holds us accountable when we're not getting better or when we need to be better. Yeah. So that's another thing. And just the passion, the energy that she brings, the vibe. Yeah. It's just all good stuff. She makes it a good environment, and then she brings all these coaches around her that basically are another her, mm-hmm. right? They've been with her for so long. They know what she wants, and they bring the same things that Joni wants. So it just makes the whole environment good when you have a team that works together. Right. Absolutely. And then it instills in us, and we're going to be this team. We're going to be there for each other. We're going to work together for each other. She's brought that, like, chemistry within my teammates. You know, we're really close this year. Yeah. And I'm really blessed for that. I mean, mm-hmm. you know, some teams you go to and you don't have people that you're that close to or that you just connect with. And I'm just so grateful that she's really brought all of this into 1 year. And I just wish I had more with her. But, I'm going to take advantage of this year.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me so happy.
I know. And I think it's like, too, not only are you talking about she's positive, she has good energy, she holds you guys accountable, and just has set a really good disciplinary level. I think that's really important. We did that on our team, too.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about her? Not only does she have all these amazing qualities and has instilled so much already, but being that she is a coach who has had experience in the SEC, played for Alabama, and then coached for Georgia, how do you feel like that has kind of built that trust in you for her as well, having that experience?
Coming from the SEC, right, one of the toughest conferences there is, she knows what to expect.
Yeah.
From each team, from each game, and she always tells us there's not going to be an easy game. There's never going to be a game where we can go in and think, hey, we're going to win this. We know we're going to win this.
Right.
Everybody's going to bring that fight every night, and we have to be the same. We have to match it, or we have to beat it. So just she knows how the SEC is. She's been around it for many, many, many years. She's been a part of it, so she's going to bring, one, the coaching side, but two, how we should be as a team. How we should connect on the floor, how we need to trust each other. Just having been part of that, she knows how to instill it into us.
Yes.
Right.
So,
And I feel like, last week when y'all played LSU, I think that was very visible in that game. And y'all played great. Y'all had a great game. And even in her post interview, she was still talking about the growth of the team. And like, how do you think that's brought y'all closer as a team, just having that guidance? Because I feel like you come into college and sports, they think it's just so black and white of you either win or lose.
Right.
You want to win so bad, but everyone can't win a game. So kind of take us how the team dynamic has changed when games don't go your way and y'all are still wanting to see that growth, but you just don't get that win or things are more challenging than you expect.
Yeah. Like I said, we have our own successes. So we really focus on those. And as a team, it's something that we try to be better at and do for her. We try to go towards those successes for her.
Yeah.
And I just think that, like, as a teammate, you want to be better for the person next to you, whether that's the coach or the player, right? You want to give it your all because everyone feeds off of that. Everyone comes in, whether it's practice or a game, you come into practice with this high energy and everyone else kind of feeds off of that type of energy. And then you get into the game and it already feels so normal going into the game and being in those situations where, hey, it's crunch time, but we need to settle in. We need to know what we do best and we need to do it our way. That's another thing she focuses on is like, hey, we're going to do things our way. We're not going to let people come in and try to speed us up out of our game or make us do anything that we're not used to or not comfortable in. So she prepares us for those situations where, hey, it might be uncomfortable, but once we get to the game, we know what we're doing, right? And we're comfortable in those situations. We're communicating with each other the right way. So it's been really good for her to be able to instill that in us, and you can see that on the floor and how we connect, and just it's been great. It really has been.
Good.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try out for basketball.
Yeah. Honestly,
I'm gonna try out.
May as well now. Hey,
come be a practice player with y'all.
It's just so. I also think it's so special when you are able to hear someone's experience with having such a good player to coach dynamic, because that is something that can honestly make or break your career sometimes, and it's really difficult when there's athletes who you'll talk to where they have experiences with their coaches and they're not good and they're not healthy and they don't have that like close-knit and trust built within the relationship. And so it's really special to also hear how many positive things you have to say about her, because it not only goes to show how coachable you guys are, but really the difference that she's already made in the program.
Exactly.
And that only continues to build trust that you have within her as the season goes on. So I just think that that's special.
Right.
Yeah.
A true queen.
Yeah.
She's a queen.
Yes.
Okay, so now that we've kind of heard a little bit about your experiences through your collegiate career and your past and now your present, when we're going to ask you a question to put
if you could put a little cheesy tagline on your experience and your story, what would it be? This is my most favorite question to ask. I love hearing the different ones.
For me, I would say the grass is greener on the other side. And then at the same time, like, you're able to water your own grass. So coming into my career, just started as a freshman, though I was getting some playing time, I came in with 6 grad transfers. 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So though I was getting a little bit of playing time, but I was a little freshman who didn't know anything, right? And I'm with 6 people who are older and who have so much experience. And then my sophomore year, we kind of had all those grad transfers leave and had to create a whole new team.
Yeah.
And then my third year, we had this postseason ban and had gone through some things within the program. And last year, you know, the season that we had, it wasn't really the season that we wanted. And this year is also not really the outcome that we have wanted. But there's always the positives on what I have gone through.
Right.
The connections I've built, the relationships I've built, how I've grown as a woman, how I've grown as a leader, as a basketball player, and just I'm blessed to be able to grow in those ways and then take that with me outside of college basketball.
Right.
And then, like, being able to water your own grass, you can make like your career how you want it to be. You put the work in, however much you want, like however many times you want to go to the gym, and you really are trying to be the best that you can be.
Right.
So just in my 5 careers, I've tried to be better every year. So yeah, that's been my 5 years summed up.
I love that.
And you can tell, like, hearing you speak about it, you can tell how much you have made of each situation you've been in. And being able to take things from it, I also think is so important, because when you can sit down and actually be like, you know what, in this specifically, like, what have the dynamics been with my coaches? What can I take from them, and how have they kind of poured into me? Or what can I learn that maybe they didn't? And I think that hearing from you, it's like you did make the most of every situation. And seasons aren't always going to go the way that you want, but you can take things out of it and transfer those things into life afterwards.
Exactly.
Which kind of gets into a little bit of what I want to ask you.
Oh Lord, another one.
One more. So what are you wanting to do now? You are going to be ending your career after this season at A&M. So what do you think you want to do next?
Yeah, I'm hoping to overseas. That's my plan. It's kind of just one of those things where we'll see where the road takes me. There's going to be a couple opportunities for me, hopefully. So I'm just going to weigh out my opportunities after this and see what my best option is. So
good. I saw you clapping.
I know. I'm doing you a mini clap. I'm so excited for you.
That's
yes,
amazing.
you've just had such a great outlook, it seems, and you've been able to reflect on it so well. And I just admire you for your attitude and the way you can take positive things out of bad situations, or not even bad situations, but there's situations that may not have gone the way you expected. So round of applause for you. Props to you. You're doing great. And of course, we're wishing you the best postseason and this weekend as well, right?
Yes,
y'all have
we
a game.
play Sunday away at Mississippi State.
Yes, away game.
Good luck.
Is it home?
Thank you.
It's away, right?
It's away.
Okay,
Mississippi
cool.
State.
Sunday. All right, cool.
I just want to thank you guys as well for doing things like this for us as athletes. There's not many people who do, so I just want to thank y'all for doing that
Thank
as
you.
well.
That was really sweet.
Thank you.
Yes, that's so sweet.
This has been so much fun.
It has been.
So yeah, we just wanted to thank you again for giving us your time and being able to share with us your experiences and your story, and just being so vulnerable and honest with us. We really appreciate you.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you for telling us your story behind the number 32. And thank you guys for listening to us and listening to Aaliyah and allowing us to talk to you guys and share our stories with you. So thanks again. This episode was brought to you guys by Academy Sports and Outdoors, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.